Welcome to the On Purpose podcast, where together we will learn from personal stories and explore thought-provoking topics, all with one goal in mind: living a more purposeful life. Welcome to episode 155 of the On Purpose podcast. I hope this reaches you all having a great week. And I hope you enjoyed last week's episode with Tanner and Nayeli, essentially streaming. That was pretty awesome for me to have somebody on that I had been watching for a couple years as we prepared for this lifestyle and to get to share their story a little bit. And I love their little catchphrase: identify the essential and eliminate the rest. I think that can apply to a lot of us in many facets of life. And this week, in sticking with the travel idea, Andrea and I are just finishing up winter in Florida, and I use that term loosely. It's really like one cold weekend. But it was nice. It was the first time we'd ever went to winter without shoveling snow or scraping ice off our windshield, so we're very thankful for that. And as we head back west, I'm starting to get back into road trip mind and thinking of things through. And one of the things I've been writing down lately is how life is essentially just like a road trip, and how life is like a destination, a journey we're on, and we're not supposed to rush to get to the end, but we're supposed to enjoy things along the way. So I came up with this episode today that I want to share with you, called Detours, Speed Bumps, and U-Turns. And I think you'll get something out of it. So to me, when I think of a detour is when we're pulled away from a path that we've chosen for ourselves, right? We think we're going to go this particular route to wherever we're trying to get to, and we get up there, we get partially there, and we realize they've coned off the road and they're running traffic a different way for construction or a parade or whatever the case may be. And now we don't have a choice. Somebody else is going to choose that path for us. Somebody else is putting us on a different route to where we want to go. And the cool thing about detours is you can still get to where you want to go. You just get to see different things than you had planned. I would say it's like the proverbial curveball in life. We think we're going to do this kind of career for the rest of our lives, and then all of a sudden, by chance, we meet somebody else who we don't want to live without, but that are not in that line, that road trip map we had planned, and we end up having a great life because we were detoured around. Detours are unplanned, unscheduled, and to me, most of the time, they come exactly when you need them. Right? A detour comes maybe when you're stuck on a certain path, or you're missing seeing what's around you because you're so focused on getting to a destination, you're not enjoying the beauty around you. And all of a sudden, you hit that road closed sign. Now you have to take a left when you want to go straight, and left takes you through beautiful people in life. It crosses paths with other people that hadn't planned on being on that detour. Now you have something in common. You have a bond with a stranger. To me, when I look back on my life, a lot of my best stories and a lot of what's made up my life are my detours. When I decided randomly to go live in Butte, Montana, even though I had never had an intention to live there, I ended up meeting my wife and my oldest daughter, and we create this life. It wasn't on my path, it wasn't on my map, but it was a detour that the universe put in front of me. I was needed there, and I took it, and now look at what I have. So to me, detours are unplanned, unscheduled, and a lot of times are exactly what you need in life. If you stop and accept the lesson of, why did this happen? Why am I on this new path? Who am I supposed to meet? What am I supposed to see? A speed bump is not a detour. It's not going to change the path. It's not going to send you left when you want to go straight. It's going to slow you down. As my grandma Jean would tell me, a speed bump is when I get too big for my britches. Right? I get too happy with myself. I'm too in love with who I am and what I'm doing. Maybe I'm forgetting to serve others. Maybe I'm forgetting to be kind and loving to the people around me. Maybe I'm so focused on going somewhere as fast as I can that I forget to have gratitude for what I've already achieved and what's around me. So a speed bump's designed to ground us, humble us, and teach us lessons. The best thing about speed bumps is, just like in the car, a lot of times you don't see them coming. You get that jarring, boom, you hit it hard, you bounce your head off the ceiling. If you got your kids in the back, they fly around a little bit. You're like, oh, I didn't even see that coming. Now you slow down. Now you're always looking for speed bumps. It's the same thing in life, right? We stumble, we make a mistake, we err, we get knocked down. Now all of a sudden when we get back up and we get back on our path, we're more aware of speed bumps. We're more aware to look out and maybe to avoid them to begin with by staying humble and continuing to focus on others even though we're on our path. Speed bumps shake you, rattle you, but they don't break you. They're not designed to make you quit. They're designed to slow you down. And if we think about that, if we're looking at our life and all of a sudden we stumble, we have a choice there, right? We can either get up and continue on over the speed bump and learn that lesson. Sometimes we'll quit and we'll stay right there. But that's not what the universe put that in your path for. That's not what the intention is. The intention is to teach you something right there at that moment. And I'll tell you, most of my moments when I hit speed bumps is when I think I'm too good, when I need to be humbled. It happened many times in my police career. It's happened in my personal life. It's happened in my marriage when I maybe take something for granted or I just assume things are a certain way. Then I get reminded that you have to love those around you each and every day. The U-turn, to me, has been probably one of the bigger struggles in life and where I need the most work at times. What I would say, how I describe my U-turn is that's when I get to look back and see where I've been. It's a time to reflect on who we were, who we are, and it allows us to see who we can become. The biggest thing I've learned in my U-turns is it's time to make amends. A U-turn is a pause in my path. I'm no longer moving forward because I've stopped and I've turned around to see what great beauty lies behind me. What have I created behind me? What blessings do I have in my past? But it's also a great time to let go of those things that have wronged me or the people that have wronged me or that I perceived had wronged me. It's a great time to let bygones be bygones, to forgive, so that when you turn around and you get back on your road trip and you get back on the path to where you are headed to who you can become, you're lighter, more focused, and clearer in what your purpose is because you're not carrying the baggage of yesterday. You're not carrying the damage of a childhood potentially or the harshness of growing up as an adolescent in any era. It's never easy. And that's where I've consciously tried to work in my life, is when I take those moments to stop and reflect all the lessons I've learned from the people I've learned them from. Sometimes those lessons came in harsh circumstances. Sometimes they came in less than ideal situations. But at that U-turn, it's no longer time to stop and assign blame or to say, what if, or only this. It's time to let it go. It's time to become light, to empty the weight and the rocks I've been carrying in my backpack on this trip through life. And now when I get going forward, I'm lighter. I'm more thankful. I'm appreciative. I'm not bringing the negativity of yesterday with me any longer. So I encourage you to sit this week and think about this. Detours, speed bumps, and U-turns. A detour is when life pulls you off your planned path. Think through your life and how many times that's happened. What have you learned? What are the great things you've come across? Speed bumps are your humbling moments. They're designed to slow you down, to remind you to be grateful. And a U-turn is time to stop and look and reflect on where you've been, how far you've come, and to forgive, to let go of the things in your past that are holding you down. All Purpose Community, get out. Make this a great week. We're very blessed to have you here with us. It's an honor to be able to serve you each and every week, and thank you for being you. And remember, team, life is far too short to live any other way than on purpose. We will see you all again next week.